Whenever I think of decision making and following some process of making a decision, I think about my youngest son, Michael. When Michael was in high school, he became a really good tennis player, and he was offered multiple scholarships. He became a nationally ranked tennis player and was offered many, many scholarships and many, many universities. And how do you choose when how do you pick between a Notre Dame and a Texas and a Virginia and whatever the schools were? And so I had taught decision making, and I said, Michael, why don't you list your objectives? What do you really want? And so he spent some time and he listed about 20 objectives from the highest objective, highest priority, all the way down to the lowest priority. And listed all 20 of those out. And then he put the schools down that he was seriously considering, and he was comparing the schools against the objectives. And it came out that the University of Texas was the one that really met the objectives the best. But when he went to Texas, so he went to Texas, and he went to Texas, he wasn't real happy the first semester. He didn't get to play as much as what he thought he would get to play. And so he was looking at giving up tennis and changing schools. So as we went through all of that thinking, I said, Michael, why don't you look at why you went to Texas in the first place? Because if you had the wrong objectives, then you don't want to make the same mistake the second time. A lot of times we make a decision and it turns out to be a wrong one, we learn from it. So he went back and he looked at the objectives versus his objectives against Texas and the other schools that he was now considering, and it still was Texas. So he decided to stay at Texas, and it turned out that one of the players on the team about that time got kicked off the team for some disciplinary reasons, and Michael got to play. And he got to play all 4 years at Texas. But the important thing was that he knew why he went to Texas, and so when it came time to question that, he could go back as to why he had made the decision that he had because he knew the objectives. Kind of a classic case of decision making.